Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Lex, and you are tuned in to RV Life on the Plug. I'm just going to come out and I'm going to say it. I'm not a boondocker yet. I'm not a traveler, although I am an adventurous person who has lived most of his life in adventure mode. But for now, I live on a property and I live in an RV on a plug. Not saying that I can be boondocking on the road, seeing the world, but right now I have a responsibility to certain things in life that permit me to be at a certain place for now. What the future holds, who knows? But for now, I'm on a plug. And by being on a plug, I want to make sure that I'm getting the best power. I want to make sure that I'm utilizing everything. I want to make sure that when I get through the winter, that I am insulated and not winterized. Now, when you hear the term winterized, you know RVers are talking about emptying your tanks, running all the water out of your lines, and buttoning everything up and covering it and coming back in the spring. Well, for us that live 365, and some of us don't have the Arctic package in our RVs, which mostly include your bays being warmed and heated bays. Well, this is a 98 RV here that I'm in, Class A, and it does not have heated bays. Not saying that it can be manufactured to have heated bays, which I will do soon, and you will see in videos to come. But for now, I'm doing it the old insulating. Doing my pipes, insulating my wet bay. I'm putting whatever insulation I can find. I'm putting the shiny Permatex on the windows. I'm putting it under the sink. I'm putting it under the bathroom sink. I'm putting it under where my water pump is. I'm putting it everywhere I think that there's a water line or there's something that has to do with where water is. Because let's just face it, these RVs are not made to withstand cold temperatures. I don't know why the manufacturers and engineers didn't think of this, but somehow they just didn't think of it till later on down in the road. Then they started coming out with these Arctic packages. Then people are starting to get smart and they're just DIYing all the projects themselves, saving a lot of money. Now, I've done every type of insulation necessary in keeping my lines unfrozen. Everything from a heated hose, everything from a heated spigot, okay? Everything from insulated wet bay, everything from windows, everything. The last but not least of all things to do is tank heaters. Now, a lot of these newer RVs have tank heaters already, where you just click, and you just, a whole bunch of buttons. I don't have but two buttons on my Class A 98, and that is water pump, and that is to show what my tank levels are, whether they're a third, 2/3, 3/4, or full, and that's it. Now, what I have found out that tank heaters, looking online, there's only but a few companies that make these tank heaters. I should get into the business myself. I'd probably make a gold mine because there's not a lot of companies, and you could change it because there's not a lot of you can see there's certain sizes for different RVs, and they're making a standard size, maybe 2 or 3 sizes for this company. But anyways, for the most part, I bought the system where you get three heater pads. Now there's your fresh water, here's your gray water, and there's your black water. Now here's the thing. If your freshwater tank is located underneath your bed, which most of them are, then as long as you're living in the RV, you shouldn't have no problem with it freezing, even when it gets below, because you have a furnace back there, you're back there. So I've noticed that it hasn't frozen, and I've just been in the polar vortex for the last week and a half in Chicagoland metropolitan area. Yes, it's been very cold. Got down to -30 windshield factor in some places. So anyways, today I'm putting up tank heaters. All right. What we have is all you need here and all you see. Starting from the left to the right, starting from the top, you have your 3 fake-on water heaters, tank water heater pads, okay? What you have here is your rocker plate or your tank heater with your buttons, okay? Here's the diagram set up in the back. Simply, you need what you see here. Your female disconnects are going to fit on the backing of right here, the female disconnect, so it's a must that you have those. All right. Now, some people are going to heat up all 3 of the heaters. I am going to run a tap splice, and I am going to hook all 3 of them up just so that the lights come on, even though the tank water fresh one will not be hooked up. Only I'm doing the gray and the waste, or the gray and the black. You also have your inline fuse holder with a 10 fuse. All right, this is going to be hooked up to your power source to prevent any circuit from jumping. This is going to be your loom wire protection that you will use for your wire harness underneath. These are your tap splices. I'll show you how to use those. These are your simple 14-inch cable ties, the long ones. Here is your 14 gauge 10-foot wires. You could get yellow, white, and red, or you can just get white and red that goes with the white and red of the wire system of the heater pads. Now, these heater pads kick in when they get below 40 degrees, and they stay on, and they can get up to 60 to 80 degrees. These have thermostats on them, so they cut off when it reaches a certain temperature, and cut on when it lowers a certain temperature. I'm going to show you also here. We have our regular drill bit with our screwdriver in case you want to drill in to the frame of your vehicle, your ground, because you don't have to ground it to the rocker plate. You can ground it to here if you want to, or you can ground it to the frame of the of your RV. Also, your regular razor and your box cutter, and then also some wire cutters, wire snips. You don't see them here, but you will need those. With that being said, see you down underneath. All right, now if you can see me, I'm going to start by peeling off the first part and sticking up as far as I can. You want to stay in the middle of the tank as possible. Okay, smoothing it out as you go. Taking off a little bit as you smooth it out. And there, I say there's no need for any adhesive spray, because it is sticking nice. Now, if you have an outside tank that is not protected, then maybe you might want to think on, and I'll show you how it's lipping on the end. How I'm doing the lip that. I'm just curving it up like this. Maybe a 1/4 inch it went, but this adhesive is very good. Let me try to see it from this angle. Give you as many angles as I can. No bubbles. I don't feel any bubbles. There we go. First one on. Simple. Winterizing, or my bad, insulating your RV. My wet bay, while that's adhesing on there, as you can see, my wet bay, I made sure I did the cracks. I did the bottom, sides, there. No need to do the top because that's where the heated pads are going, and these are my tanks. All right, so now that I have my wires, my pads up there, wires coming out, extending. Now, it's in order you understand this to parallel, you have to parallel the powers. So I have one red power, right, going to the lead. I've got the negatives connecting together. I got the other power off the other pad going to another. Okay, so all together, I have 3 going into the loom. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed it through here, and then I'm going to work my ties around there and so forth. My heater pads wires through on top of, set this to the side. Set the negative to the side because I'm going to do something with that later. What you're going to do is you're going to pull out your connects. Grab 2 of those. Well, of course, I should have had these wires spliced by now. I didn't splice them. So let me splice those and be right back. All right, I'm going to try to explain this the best way as I can. I brought my cord through here. And as you know, I hooked up 2 tanks. So when I brought the cord through here, I split it in 2 to where I had my 2 powers that were going to my 2 pads and my 1 negative. On this side, going to the battery, is I had 2 powers and 1 negative. Well, I put the 1 power to the side because I'm only using 2 tanks and not 3. So I put that to the side and I can use that for later. So all I had was a power and a negative. I used some tap splices so that I can run 1 line and turn it into 3. As you can see, the 1 negative, I ran 3 ways on the tap splice 3 times. The power, I did a tap splice 2 times going to there. And then the last 2 powers from the 2 pads, I ran to the bottom. Now you notice how I left the last one off. That is the second power going, that would be going to the fresh tank. And since I don't have the fresh tank hooked up, only thing that's gonna come on is the light, because I'm a stickler for lights. I like seeing lights. So with that being said, everything's hooked up except for the 2 that are going to my power, to my converter. I have my power and my negative. I'm gonna run straight to my converter box. But first, I gotta hook up the inline fuse and then run that to there so that I don't blow anything from this faceplate. And everything is just gonna go on like bam into that hole. Okay, we're at the last part. Everything's screwed in. We got everything gone, everything hooked up. And for the test, 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights. As you can see, all 3 of my lights are on, even though I'm not using my fresh tank. But I just like to know the lights are on. When I want to hook up a power to that pad, I can whenever I'm ready, but I don't think I'll need it. So we're going to keep those on, and we're going to wait and see. Right now, it's nice out. Real nice out. But those pads are still going to cut on. I got them running to my converter box with the fuse. So we're all good to go. And there's already 2 fuses with the converter box, so we're good. So with that being said, this is RV for life, man. We're doing it one day at a time.